Hello guys, in our previous video we have learned about cell. That cell is a basic structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Now you can see this beautiful picture displaying on your screen. Yes guys, this is a cell. This beauty is a cell. We are going to talk about the parts of cell in this video, and we are going to study about the various parts of the cell. So let's start our video from the parts of the cell. So you can see here a basic typical structure of a cell. The outer layer is called the cell membrane. You can see this cell membrane, and the center hole is called the nucleus, and inside that a jelly like material is called cytoplasm. Cell membrane is the outer layer, or it's also called a plasma membrane. Mostly in plant cells there is one more rigid outer wall is present, and that is called cell wall. But these cell walls are present in plant cell only, not in animal cells. So let's talk about protoplasm in detail. So jelly like material surrounded by cell membrane is called the protoplasm. Here let me clear you about protoplasm. You can see picture here drawn by me. This I have filled this orange color. You can see picture of cell. Here is a cell membrane, and inside that is called a protoplasm. And now we will talk about the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is also a jelly like material present inside the cell membrane, but it's outside the nuclear membrane. You can see it's outside the nuclear membrane and inside the cell membrane. So yeah, don't confuse guys. You can see once again that what is the difference between the protoplasm and cytoplasm. Protoplasm is a whole jelly like material present inside the cell membrane, but this cytoplasm is outside the nuclear membrane. So it's clear, hope you understand. So cytoplasm act as a ground for all the cell activities, and it's made up of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins along with water. Now we are going to talk about a nucleus. So nucleus is present mostly at the center of the cell. As you can see, nucleus is the most important part of the cell. Because it control all the activities performed within the cell. So nucleus is a brain of the cell. So nucleus also has a two parts called nuclear membrane. Outer covering is called nuclear membrane, and inside that there is a nucleoplasm. That is also a jelly like material. So it's similar as protoplasm and cytoplasm, but inside nuclear, that jelly like material is called a nucleoplasm. So in nucleus there is a more thread-like structures, and that thread-like structures are called chromatin. That are called chromatin. So inside nucleoplasm, a thread-like structures can be seen, and that are called chromatins. When cell is ready to divide, now if cell is ready to divide, these chromatin becomes thicker and thicker, and these thicker structures are called chromosomes. These chromosomes responsible for the inheritance characters, that is called genes, which transfer from one generation to another. So these chromosomes are responsible for the genes, for the inheritance characters. Hope you understand. You can see clearly it from the diagram, these chromatins and these chromosomes. Chromatins are thin thread like structures, and chromosomes are thick thread like structures. This is the difference between the chromatin and chromosomes. Okay, like in our body there are several organs to perform different functions. Similarly in the cell, yes, in this tiny cell there is a number of structures present in the cytoplasm and nucleoplasm, and these tiny structures are called cell organelles, and these cell organelles perform different functions. Here you can see from this picture several cell organelles like plastoids, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body or Golgi complex, vacuoles, ribosomes, and many more. First of all, we'll talk about the plastids. Our first cell organelles is called plastid. So plastid is present mainly in plant cell. So these provide color to the cell. Plastids are responsible to impart color to the cell. For instance, green plastids called chloroplasts and these help in photosynthesis. Green colors of plants is due to the chloroplasts. Another one is chromoplasts. So several colored parts of the plants like fruits, vegetable and flowers, they are colored due to the presence of chromoplasts present within the cell. So two type of plastids are there. One is chloroplast, another one is chromoplast. Chloroplasts are responsible for the green color, while for other colors there is a chromoplast. Now let's move to another cell organelle, that is mitochondria. Mitochondria are rod or spherical structures present within the cell. So mitochondria is responsible for different psychological activities and it is responsible for cellular respiration. All the energy used by the different cell organelles is generated within the mitochondria. That's why it is called the powerhouse of a cell. You can see the picture of mitochondria, how it look like. And it's one of the most important question asked in any type of examination, even in many uh, competitive examinations, like which cell organelle is called the powerhouse of a cell, and that is mitochondria. So don't forget, you can note it down. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of a cell. So let's move to our next cell organelle, that is ER, or also called endoplasmic reticulum. So it is a network of membranes and provides skeletal framework to the cell. ER provides skeletal framework to the cell. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. One is rough endoplasmic reticulum, another one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. You can see here from the diagram, this orange part is rough endoplasmic reticulum and this yellow structures are smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Next cell organelle is Golgi complex, Golgi apparatus, or you can say Golgi body. So it's a sac-like structure stacked one above the other, and it stores the material produced by the cell. That's why it is also called a storehouse of the cell. Previously we studied about mitochondria, that is a powerhouse of the cell, but Golgi complex is a storehouse of the cell. Let's have a look at Golgi complex or Golgi apparatus, how it looks like. It's a sac-like structure. You can see here in a picture is a Golgi apparatus. Our next cell organelle is vacuole. Vacuoles are an empty space in the cytoplasm. In cytoplasm, there are several cell organelles, but where there is a empty space present, and that is called vacuoles. And vacuoles are large in plant cells and small in animal cells, and it stores excess water and waste products. So let's move to our next cell organelle, that is our ribosomes. Ribosomes are tiny granules present in the cytoplasm and it helps in the protein synthesis. Last but not the least, there is another cell organelle that is called cilia and flagella. These are generally seen in unicellular organisms. Some cells have a small extensions on their cell membrane, and these extensions are called cilia and flagella, and these extensions help in locomotion and collection of food. Let's have a look to these unicellular organism, euglena and paramecium. You can see in euglena this tail like structure is called flagellum, and in paramecium this hair like extension on the cell membrane, that is called cilia. And these both flagellum and cilia are outer extensions and help in the locomotion.